Hey legend, so I've just discovered a really cool function inside of Facebook business page that if you're running a podcast, you definitely want to jump on this. So if you go to your page and just look at your menu, if you scroll down to where it says podcasts, you can actually click on podcast here, and then you've got add podcast. So basically this will allow people on Facebook to listen to your podcast. Click on add podcast. You just need an RSS feed. So depends on what host you're using. I'm using Anchor for my podcast. So if you're using Anchor, you can just go to settings, podcast availability, and then you'll see there's an RSS distribution feed or an RSS feed, which you can copy. You can go back to your Facebook page here, paste that in there, click on add. All right, and then it says authentication code was sent to your email address, which is the email address associated with the podcast. Click continue and enter the code contained in the email. All right, so then I'm just jumped into my Gmail here. You can see there's an email coming from the Facebook team. Here's the code. You've got 2 hours to grab that code. Go back to here, click continue. Okay, we're going to authenticate the podcast and put that code in there. Click authenticate. Okay, you've successfully authenticated your podcast. You can choose to enable clips. This is currently unpublished. People can create and share their favorite episode clips, less than 30 seconds in length, which may help increase visibility. Okay, I think that's a good thing. Before publishing, you acknowledge you own or have appropriate license to podcast content. Podcast content must follow community standards and ad policies. News feeds will automatically generate episodes published after November 9th. Okay. All episodes will be posted to your page. Okay, so you might want to check the terms of service. Now, if you're happy with all the terms, you can hit publish podcast. And then you'll see this screen here where it says your podcast. This is it, it's published. You can click on that. Okay, so now so that is it. So once you publish your next episode of the podcast onto your podcast platform, then it should start appearing inside of your Facebook page under the podcast section, so you can check it out there. And of course, if you want to disable the podcast, you can. If you want to come back to your podcast and here on the menu, you can actually come in here and choose to unpublish the podcast or even remove the podcast completely and delete all the episodes. All right, there's your podcasting tip for today. Let me know if you have any questions.